Today is a big day at Penderyn Distillery. Today is the day that they're launching and opening up. It's a fantastic place, so we're going to have a walk around and see exactly what's happened to the building since it's been refurbished and designed as a distillery. It's just amazing. Come with me, folks.
So I'm Beth Lewis and I'm the site manager here at Penderyn Distillery, Swansea Copperworks. We're opening the doors today for tours starting tomorrow. So today we've got a launch event just to celebrate the opening. And the distillery itself not only celebrates Penderyn and our brand story, but it also celebrates the rich copper smelting history of the building itself. At one point, over more than half of the world's copper was sourced from this area, so it's got a very rich history here to celebrate as well. And there's also a link between the stills that we use. They were designed by Dr. David Faraday, and his ancestor, Michael Faraday, actually studied the copper smelting process at this site. So it's, we're celebrating that as well. Our interactive visitor centre that we have to offer as part of our tour does incorporate all of the history as well as the distilling process itself and Penderyn as a brand. So the visitor centre experience will offer a hologram room. I don't want to give too much away for the visitors who are booked in. We've also got a copper mine experience for them to go through before they get to the distillery. The tour will then involve going through the distillation process and how we produce our award-winning single malt Welsh whisky. It will then end in the tasting bar, where they'll get some samples of our whisky or gin, vodka, whatever product they fancy, and then into the shop, which has been open for a couple of weeks now. We actually opened the shop on the 18th of June. So we've welcomed quite a few locals who have been very impressed. One or two have had a little bit of a taster, and we've shown them the hologram video. They've been very impressed, and I think the locals are very excited that the building has been regenerated and brought back to former glory. I've been with the company since 2017. When I first joined the company, I came straight from university as a trainee distiller. So we had a master blender who was called Dr. Jim Swan, and he trained my colleagues Laura and Easter, who are together we form the all-female distilling team that we have here. They were trained by Dr. Jim Swan and then passed that training on to myself. So I've learned how to nose an organoleptic assessment of the whiskies and the spirit itself. So that's a big part of our job, is to assess all of the quality of the whisky and the new mixed spirit prior to being casked and matured. Easter then is our master blender, and she looks after the maturation process and then getting the whisky ready for bottling. So the history, how Penderyn started, so back in 2000, they purchased a still, and this was the unique Faraday still that we have at all three sites now. It all sort of started the idea started in a pub, a local pub to the original distillery in Penderyn. And yeah, the idea came that there's Welsh cheese, there's Welsh beer, but there was no Welsh whisky. So they wanted to bring whisky distilling back to Wales, because for a long time it was pretty much a lost art. So in 2000 they started the first distillation, and then started laying down casks for maturation, and it wasn't until 2004 then that they sold the first bottle of Penderyn. In 2021 we then expanded and opened a second distillery in Llandudno in North Wales, and then obviously we're opening our third distillery now in Swansea, which is fantastic.